Did you guys see that woman talking about her father getting kicked out of the nursing home? Well, apparently the nursing homes are kicking out their Medicare patients. And she was like, why would they do that? And everyone in the comments was like, honey, this is what you voted for. This is Medicare cuts. This is the big, beautiful bill. And she was like, no, that's not it. Yes, it is.
This is what our shitty ass healthcare has come to. Where my patients need medicine and supplies and their insurance won't cover it, and here I am spending my own money because my patient needs it, and he doesn't have any money and he can't work. And the insurance won't even cover what he needs. And I'm sad and I'm sick and tired of it.
Yep, them nursing homes finna not take Medicaid, so y'all better get them rooms ready for Meemaw and Pawpaw. Yeah, combine them kids' room, get rid of the den, man cave, whatever y'all got, scoot it over, because Meemaw and Pawpaw is coming to the crib. I don't want to hear nothing. This is not what I voted for. Yes, this is absolutely what you voted for. Okay? No, I don't want to hear any of that. Meemaw and Pawpaw will be at the crib in 30 to 45 days. All right? Yeah. Yeah. That's where we are. And listen, before you get in my comments with that red, blue, left, right, I don't want to hear none of that, bro. You can put that Trump hat and that shirt on your Meemaw and Pawpaw, but they coming to the crib. You can best believe that. If your in-laws use Medicaid, a lot of these services are going to not accept Medicaid. So yeah, make room.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. Now imagine this: your grandparents, your parents, or maybe even you sometime depending on a nursing home to survive. Now imagine that funding that keeps this care going getting slashed overnight. Yes, guys, this is what's happening in the United States of America after people voted into the new administration that introduced the one new big beautiful bill that is looking to save over $1 trillion US, making millions of Americans lose on Medicaid, Medicare, and this is why people are actually now receiving notifications saying that by September, you'll have to come and get your grandparents, you'll have to come and get your mothers, you have to come and get your parents or your loved ones from the nursing homes because we cannot afford it, because they will not be receiving the funding that has been keeping this care going. And the saddest part about this is that most people that are actually facing these, not the ones that the old ones, but most of their family members actually voted into this new administration, thinking that these policies that this new administration has is going to affect other people and not affect them. It's quite sad and heartening to see these guys, because I mean, how the system or how the community has been in the United States of America, they are used to taking their parents to nursing homes, even when they are not like kind of disturbing and all that, and they don't have an idea on how to take care of these parents. Now I don't know what's gonna be the case after this happens. I want us to watch these videos together, guys. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you see on your screens. You can clearly see their names or their TikTok names on your screens. So let's just watch these. I want us to dive right ahead. I would really want to know what your thoughts or what's your take on these, and if you're being affected by these, let us know what you think about these or how these are actually affecting you in the comment section. So let's just dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
Congratulations, MAGA. Your vote for Trump is the reason why senior citizens will be kicked out of their nursing homes. Before you flood my comment section screaming fake news, I'm going to provide some verifiable facts. Google's free. You can go look at the bill. 60% of nursing home residents rely on Medicaid. to cover their care. That is a fact. And Trump's new tax plan, it cuts the provider tax by 41%. This slashes how much support states receive from the government for nursing homes. That's a 41% funding cut. That is a fact. The American Healthcare Association says that 1 in 4 nursing homes could shut down and half of their staff will be eliminated. That's a fact. So where do these senior citizens go? Some might have family to take them in, but for others, this is the end of the road. There's no place for them to go. This is what your vote for Trump is doing. It's pushing vulnerable seniors out of care and onto the streets. And that is a fact. This isn't America first. This is our elderly last. If you voted for Trump, you made this happen. I hate to say it. This is on you.
My medication, it runs $20,000 a month without insurance. I make $800 a month. Oh, that will kill me. That would kill my friends. That would kill millions of people in this country if they lose their health care.
We're in California's District 22, a rural community in the state's Central Valley. This district voted for Trump for the first time in 2024, but now his policies threaten one of the benefits people here rely on the most. Do you know anyone personally who voted for President Trump but depends on benefits like Medicaid?
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people.
One resident who would be impacted by Medicaid cuts is 64-year-old Irma Arredondo, who voted for Trump in 2024. Irma has several chronic health issues, including type 1 diabetes. She's also a full-time caregiver for her daughter, who has cerebral palsy, and her sister, who has Turner syndrome.
The medicine that my daughter takes for seizures, I won't be able to afford it. So we feel hopeless if those cuts come, you know. What we're going to do.
Irma was a farm worker for more than a decade. She believes that some of her and her children's health issues can be linked to the pesticides she was exposed to while working in the fields.
Look at me right now. Look at me how many sicknesses that I have. We got all in the fields. Where else? I feel like these stubby nuts in the back, you know. But why? Why when we put food on their tables? Trump promised a lot of things. I thought it would be more family values and those programs that we really need here.
One of those promises was to protect Medicaid, which 67% of people in this district rely on. It's the largest percentage of any district in the entire country.
Can you guarantee that Medicare, Medicaid will not be touched?
Yeah, I mean, I have said it so many times, we're not going to touch it.
The yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
This bill represents the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. It will devastate vulnerable populations.
The largest tax break go to the wealthiest individuals. Are those your values?
No, that's not right.
Irma isn't the only one in District 22 who feels betrayed by the administration's plan to gut Medicaid.
The only people that are hurting are the poor people. People that really need the stuff. Elon Musk doesn't need it. Trump doesn't need it. And, you know, billionaires don't need it.
They're making out big time with this, but they're hurting people in the process.
If we could go back to November, who would you vote for now, seeing what you see?
For either one.
You just wouldn't have voted.
Not either.
Did you guys see that woman talking about her father getting kicked out of the nursing home? Well, apparently the nursing homes are kicking out their Medicare patients. And she was like, why would they do that? And everyone in the comments was like, honey, this is what you voted for. This is Medicare cuts. This is the big, beautiful bill. And she was like, no, that's not it. Yes, it is. I work in skilled nursing. 90% of the residents that are in there, they are Medicare patients. These buildings stay open because of Medicare. They will close down. They will not care for your aging parents and grandparents for free. They will send them home to you. You will have to quit your job and stay home and take care of them. That means you're going to have to be the caregiver for your father, your husband, your kids. You're going to have to quit your job. You're going to do all this on half the income for your household. This economy is going to suffer greatly when these places start closing down. This is one of the reasons, this is the main reason why I did not want to rely on the U.S. for my income while I'm living abroad. The economy here is bound to crash. When you cut Medicare like that and these places close, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. The dollar is going to suffer. There is no forethought with these people. They have no idea what is happening.
Okay, so this morning I get up and I'm seeing all of these people down my timeline talking about the fact that in the next 20 to 30 days, they have to come get their parents out of the nursing home because the nursing homes no longer accept the Medicaid and Medicare or whatever, right? It brought me back to in my early 20s when I was working at a nursing home. I was activity director. And I remember that majority of the people that lived at the nursing home were older white people. Majority from up north, but you get what I'm saying. Older white people. The thing that gets me is the fact that people voted for this to go away, right? You voted for it. I don't know if you voted for it thinking that there were going to be some exceptions, but you voted for this. And to see so many, and I'm sorry, but that's what I'm seeing, so many white people on here complain about the fact that they have jobs, they have families, they can't take care of their parents. Because I remember working in those nursing homes, a lot of those people were on, heavy medications that they had to take every so many hours. They were on breathing machines. They had to have 24 hours, 7 day a week, around the clock care. They had to be, bathed, fed, and turned. Get ready to quit your jobs, buttercups, because when I was working at those nursing homes, the one particular race that I didn't see in there wiping butts and feeding people were white people. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Majority of those people that worked in those nursing homes taking care of your mothers and fathers were black and brown people. The only white people that really worked in nursing homes were always the directors or something like that. They were the ones at the top of the food chain, right? So now that you got to come and get your parents out of these nursing homes, I'm petrified of what's going to happen to these people, because you got to turn them every so many hours. You got to feed them every so many hours. They're on ventilators. They got to take medications at a certain time. I'm almost petrified of what's going to happen to these people. But you voted for this. And now you got to be the CNAs, the home CNAs for your parents. And I don't know about the rest of y'all, but have you ever picked up your mom or your dad that what now weighs, 235 pounds of dead weight? Baby, that ain't nothing to play with. And if you can't afford for them to be in these nursing homes, you damn sure are not going to be able to afford somebody to come in your home and take care of your parents. And you guys don't be united like that. You hardly ever see black people in nursing homes. Rarely you do. Sometimes you do. But majority of a nursing home is filled with older white people. I'm scared of what's going to happen to these older people in here. Them being at home, no one's, coming to see if they're okay or if they're getting their medications. Now it's just you and them. And you're not going to be able to afford the medications that your mom and your dad is on. This is going to be a big ass problem. But y'all ain't think about that when y'all asses out there voting, did you? Because you thought it was going to be everybody else, and now it's your ass.
Breaking news. Breaking news for all the geniuses that put the felon in the White House. And your Mima and Pawpaw is at the nursing homes. I hope you got room for them, because they will be returning back to you if they have Medicaid. Yeah, I'm a Medicare specialist, and it's already starting. Not only is the Social Security not enough to do absolutely anything, their Medicaids are being slashed from left to right. They're losing it at a rapid rate, expeditiously. So I don't know what you guys are going to do. I hope your house is in order. Please get your house in order, babes, because your Mima and Pawpaw is going to have to return back to your home until they final days, until we figure out what we're going to do with this current administration. It is sad. It's heartbreaking. Can't believe it. But hey, this is what y'all voted for. You wanted your cake, your ice cream, and you wanted to eat it too. I don't never trust none of them people to tell me what they gonna do. I'm 35. I ain't seen them do nothing yet, but every year it get worse. Call me back when y'all tired. Call me back when y'all tired.
Big beautiful bill Medicaid cuts. I'm for it because I'm an able-bodied American citizen right now. I'm headed to work. I work at least 40 hours a week. People need to stop just getting free benefits. If you can go to work, you need to go to work because we're tired of paying for everybody. So Medicaid cuts, we're here for it.
It's my mother-in-law. She worked 40 hours a week too at the same company for 32 years, and she was union, and then she got brain tumors and she lost her health insurance because if you're not working, you're gonna lose your health insurance, and then Medicaid and Medicare kick in. Every single person is one tragedy away from having to be on Medicaid and Medicare. You're one brain tumor, one car accident, and for you specifically, looking at you, I can tell you're one heart attack away from needing Medicaid and Medicare. Now, I know that you think everybody that's on them is lazy illegals, but guess what? One day you're gonna need it and you're not gonna have it. And it's not you that's paying everything. It's people like me, the younger generation, that are paying for that for you, for her. Now, thank God that she had successful children that can subsidize her way of life, because Medicare and Medicaid, it don't cover it all. You're going to be in poverty forever, and you're going to lose your house, you're going to lose your home, you're going to lose everything that you ever worked for, and you're going to have to move in with your kids. So I hope.
You know, guys, like, I really got surprised learning that the greatest country that we have in the world does not have free healthcare. I mean, you all say it's the richest country in the world. Like, people are even paying into insurances, people are paying taxes. But this great country that people keep on saying, they cannot even afford to give their citizens free healthcare, which is quite sad. Now, whatever happening right now is because of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act was signed into law on July 4th, 2025 by the new administration, which is actually looking to save up to over $1 trillion, leaving millions of Americans not covered when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to Medicaid, when it comes to Medicare. And so millions of America will be losing coverage. The saddest part about this is that all these policies that the new administration is coming up with were actually on Project 2025, and most people didn't pay attention to it, or rather, let's say, most people didn't care about the policies as long as they knew that they were not voting for a melanated woman or a woman with more melanin than them. Because in as much as I keep on saying people, or we see Black Americans saying that Kamala Harris is not a Black woman, the reason as to why most people didn't actually vote for her is because she has more melanin than the other candidate that she was competing with. And you know, I keep on saying that hatred and racism is quite expensive, and this new administration is actually teaching Americans that, and maybe this is the only thing that they needed to learn, that the hatred is quite expensive, that racism is quite expensive. You all voted for the new administration to deport illegal immigrants, for them to have control over the border and all that. Mind you, these illegal immigrants that you all wanted to be deported, or you are happy that are now being detained and deported or sent back to their countries, are the ones that were actually helping you get your groceries, helping you get your fruits and your meat, your milk, your eggs in the market. Because I think most of you thought that all these things, they just come from the store. You get them from the store, from the supermarket, and you didn't care where they came from. And now that things are rotting in the farms and prices of groceries, eggs are actually skyrocketing. And you guys were promised that this guy was gonna, lower the prices of groceries and eggs. And now it's not happening. Oh my goodness. And now we come to whatever is happening now. to nursing homes. So with the cuts that is actually happening now to Medicaid, that is gonna be over the next decade, is affecting nursing homes, and this is why they are facing reduced payments, limited funding through provider taxes, and new eligibility handles. And can you imagine, over $1 trillion of taxpayers' money is being cut by this new administration, which will lead to millions of Americans losing coverage. These include nursing homes, which will actually experience reduced payments, limited funding through provider taxes. Can you imagine, like, these are your taxes that this new administration is taking away all these benefits from the American citizens. And yet they're the ones that actually pay into these taxes. But the funny part about this is that all these things that are happening, all these policies that are actually being put into place were on Project 2025 or Agenda 47. And people made so many videos about this, but you all chose not to listen to them. Why? Because you didn't want a female black president as your leader. And now look at what's happening. It's quite sad. I know most people are actually getting angry, and I remember back at that time when the new administration during their campaigns was saying that they are gonna appeal Obamacare, and most of them, they didn't know it was the same as Affordable Care Act. Just shows you that how much people don't care about these policies as long as they're not affecting them. And most people thought that this Obamacare was only meant for Black Americans. Just like I think most thought that Medicaid and Medicare didn't help them in any way. And some of you, your parents are actually sitting at a nursing homes. And the only way that you are able to afford that is because of this benefit that is being stripped away by the new administration. The administration, mind you, that you helped put in power. And right now, you don't have control over what's happening. The only time you had that control was on November 5th. You had control over everything. You had control over every policies that were gonna be out there. But you just chose to vote for the policies that are actually now affecting you and hurting you in multiple ways. Because not only are people that have parents at nursing homes are being affected, but also people that depend on Medicaid and Medicare to cater for their, health covers, for their health money, or, to fund for their health care. You see what's been happening to the US veterans. Like, all these benefits were just stripped away like that. And we saw most of them coming on, creating videos, crying, but a big percentage of them actually voted towards is happening. So these cuts to Medicare actually supporting programs will delay in safety rules implementations, further weakening access and quality of long-term care. Now imagine you're there, maybe doing your job. Maybe you're lucky to, be in a good position, to be able even to have your parent at home and maybe get to employ someone to come and take care of them. But that means, like, there are some of the things that you'll have to cut from your life, or maybe from your house or home bills, which is quite crazy. And also another thing that made me think a lot about this is that I've seen videos where most parents or most people are like, I cannot live with my mom. The way she treated me growing up, or the way she treats me, or the way my family treated me, I don't want to be any close to them. And now I'm wondering and thinking about such people, what will happen to their parents, or what is gonna be the case. And also this thing also is maybe gonna be a lesson for you parents to treat your children right, because at a time like this, you only have your children to take care of you. No matter how much money you have, and maybe some of these, unless you're very rich and you can just have someone to take care of you, then if you're not that rich, then you have to be very careful how you treat your children, because at this old age, at this time where maybe some will be very old to a point that they cannot afford to do things on their own, and the nursing homes are not that affordable, you'll have to end up living with your children. And let me tell you, the way that you treat them right now is the way that they're gonna be treating at your old age. So you just have to be very careful how you bring up your kids and how you actually treat them. So looking at what actually this one big beautiful bill that is taking away, as I said, is $1 trillion in cuts to Medicaid over 10 years, and 11.8 million American citizens could lose coverage, whereby we've seen it starting now by, you know, the nursing homes, and people, like you've seen in the video, saying that when this is taken, there is no way that I'll be able to cover for my medical bills, which is quite crazy. So the thing is that nursing homes aren't being taken off Medicaid or Medicare, but the substantial funding cuts and policy changes are likely to make it significantly, and are already doing it, harder for residents to receive care, and might force facilities, or is already forcing facilities, to reduce services or close entirely, especially for those that heavily depend on Medicaid and Medicare. So this new administration and everything that is happening, especially now on this topic that we're actually discussing on, we're actually getting to understand that this isn't just about politics. It's about real people losing the care they need to stay alive. Because if imagine you need like people around you, you need doctors around you, and you cannot afford that at your home. Now that means that maybe you may not survive this, or maybe your loved one may not be able to survive what is happening. So we're talking about nursing homes already running on a razor-thin budget, now facing closure, where residents being moved out against their will. Because this is why people are creating this video and saying what's happening, coming to say that I was told that by 15 September or by whatever time on September, I'll have to go and pick my loved ones from these nursing homes. So most people are actually scared. They don't even know how to go about taking care of an elderly person who is maybe also facing medical issues, which is quite sad, guys. People are also struggling with where they'll actually find or to take their loved ones. Maybe some of them don't have enough space for them. Some of them cannot even afford the care that these people actually need. And the bitter truth about this is that for many of these people, or for many of people actually now be affected by these, their loved ones actually did vote for it. Now they are realizing that the cost is not just about dollars, it's not just about your white privilege, it's not just you being respected about there, it's about dignity, safety, and in some cases lives. Like now, like you'll see so many cases of people that cannot afford this good care of their elderly ones, and they're brought back at home. Most of them might end up losing their lives, which is quite sad. And I hope that, as I keep on saying on each and every video, that this is actually gonna be a new lesson. You know, Black Americans were actually warning you not to vote to this, and I hope that this remains in the American history and will be taught in the American history in schools, for people to not only vote because of self-hate, to not vote only because of hatred and racism, but look at the policies that actually favor all American citizens. And if you're actually a Caucasian watching this, just remember, white privilege doesn't come with survival mechanism. Because some of these people that will actually be out of these nursing homes, they don't know how they're gonna survive with their parents. They have no idea about it. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. This episode was just for education purposes only, to remind you next time that you're actually casting your vote out there, don't vote because of hatred, racism, but policies that actually favor all the American citizens, not policies that only favor you as a Caucasian person, as a Black person, as a Hispanic person, but each and every other American citizen or any other person living in the United States of America. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, let me know what your thoughts or what your take is on the comment section, and bye.